Monday, Shakur went before the bench in a preliminary court hearing accused of shooting and wounding two off-duty police officers during an argument on an Atlanta street. The incident happened at this intersection early Sunday morning. Authorities say two officers, brothers, were crossing the street when a car allegedly nearly hit them. An argument followed and shots were fired.
It's October 31st, aka Halloween. The year is 1993 and Atlanta is a very different place. 93 is a simpler Atlanta. The fiends are still addicted to harmless crack cocaine and Future hasn't even taught them how to drink lean yet. A teenage Big Boy and Andre 3000 recently met each other at Lenox Mall and are thinking about releasing some music together. And Gucci Mane is just beginning to take his side hobby as a drug dealer seriously. However, there's one man taking his music career very seriously. At this point, Tupac Shakur is already 2 albums deep. His first album, Tupacalypse Now, has been out for a couple of years already and has already gone gold. And his second album is a breakout success. So late that Halloween night, after performing a show at Clark Atlanta University, Tupac is riding to his hotel in a convoy of cars containing him and his entourage. Legend has it that whilst on this drive through Atlanta, Tupac saw 2 white police officers beating up a black man and decided to pull over and get involved. Those white cops beating an unarmed black man were Scott and Mark Whitwell. They looked racist, they smelled racist, but maybe Tupac could talk some sense into them. Tupac told them to stop. They told Tupac to fuck off. They had guns, so they won the argument. Word of advice, if you're ever wondering if you're going to win an argument against a man with a gun, I would suggest that you consult this handy flowchart. Well, clearly Tupac must have consulted my patented flowchart and found himself getting back in the car after that confrontation. But before he could ride off into the sunset and let that injustice slide, one of the windows on his car miraculously shatters. Now, it's unclear at this point whether that window was shot out, smashed with the butt of a gun, or, as that racist cop would have you to believe, simply spontaneously fell to pieces. But one witness did report that Mark Whitwell actually fired the first shot at this point, and this may have actually been a bullet that shattered Tupac's window. But regardless, this was not gonna slide. At this point, several people, including Tupac, jumped out of the whip. And then, in one of the most legendary maneuvers in hip-hop history, Tupac decided to hit L3, crouch down on one knee, and get to shooting. This is an important detail because every single video and article that I've seen about this story made sure to quote that specific detail that Tupac crouched down on one knee in order to improve his aim. Reportedly, around this period, he'd been spending a lot of time practicing his technique at the gun range. And I now realise that crouching to improve your aim has appeared in every single shoot-'em-up video game ever produced. I also assume that Tupac saved his game before opening fire just in case he got wasted and wanted to reload. Shame he forgot to do that in Vegas. But anyway, Tupac's crouching tiger hidden strap technique completely paid off and he absolutely nailed his targets. He hit one in the abdomen and one in the ass whilst they were running away, leaving both men in the hospital but in a stable condition that night. Yes, you heard me right. Tupac shot a racist cop in the arse. In fact, I actually have an exclusive piece of footage of that cop arriving at the hospital.
The only good thing about being wounded in the buttocks is the ice cream.
So, Tupac ripped this racist cop a new fart pipe and rode off into the sunset. But surely, the authorities are going to have something to say about a black entertainer shooting 2 white cops in 1993. Well, like any racist cop at any point in history, they immediately came out with a version of the events that made them look like the hero and Tupac like the bad guy. The cop's story was that Tupac's convoy had sped past through the crossing and nearly hit them. To be fair, Pac is known for hitting his ops' wives. Oh, the Whitwells claimed that they had been out celebrating the fact that Scott's wife had just passed the bar exam. I assume she specialised in defending corrupt cops. So according to the cops, a confrontation occurred at this point and Tupac pulled out a strap and shot them both as they ran away. Shot them in the ass.
What happened on the night of the shooting, we had crossed the street and just about made it across when a blue car tried to make a right turn. The car almost struck us through where we were walking. There was a little verbal confrontation between ourselves and the driver. 2 carloads of people pulled up, and the first person that stepped towards me had a pistol sticking out of his belt. I made it across this street here, and it was about that point I heard gunshots ringing out. And I felt one of them strike me in the back in my waist area.
Pac was arrested at his hotel later on that night and charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of administering an additional anus to a police officer. He went to the station and was later released on $55,000 bond.
Rapper Tupac Shakur appeared in municipal court this morning after his attorney entered a plea of not guilty to 2 counts of aggravated assault in connection to the shooting of 2 off-duty police officers last month.
Tupac then went on to appear in court, and his lawyers argued that there was no evidence against him. I'm guessing that Machiavelli told the court, hey, that pig had 2 buttholes when I got here. As far as the evidence does go, 3 9mm shell casings were found at the scene, which is interesting seeing as Tupac only shot the cops twice, so the 3rd shell casing probably does suggest that they did shoot first. But in another shock twist in Tupac's favor, the Clayton County Police Department came out and said that they don't actually issue any guns to off-duty officers. And those cops were indeed not on duty at this time, and Scott Whitwell actually admitted that the gun that his brother Mark was holding was one that he had stolen from the evidence room that had been taken in on a drugs bust.
Scott admitted it was a gun he had taken from the Henry County property room.
This was a weapon which he had no right to have.
It's Henry County narcotics weapon, sir.
Yeah. A weapon he seized that was supposed to be in the property room, sir.
No, sir, a weapon that I seized from a case that had been disclosed.
Mark Whitwell actually resigned from the force 7 months after this incident happened. And it actually took 2 years from this incident happening for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to drop the charges against Tupac, saying that he had acted in self-defense. And dirty cop Mark Whitwell was eventually charged with lying to the police about what happened and shooting at Tupac first. Scott Whitwell later filed a civil suit against Tupac for injury, lost wages, and pain and suffering. The kind of suffering you get from getting torn a second poop flute. I actually also have some exclusive footage of him filing that claim.
They said it was a $1 million wound, but the Army must keep that money because I still ain't seen a nickel of that $1 million.
So, Tupac busts the case. But many people have also speculated in the years that followed his many run-ins with the police or attempts on his life may have even been connected to the dirty cops that wanted to get him back for this scenario. You might remember that this scene was famously depicted in the terrible Tupac biopic All Eyes on Me. In fact, even many years later after Tupac had passed away, there was still no sympathy for these dirty cops. Scott Whitwell tried for many years to milk his associations with this Tupac shooting and was even hilariously laughed at by the audience when he attempted to bring this sob story onto a talk show.
You know, the man has been killed, and not here to judge him, but he also was not convicted or charged. Is it
No,
true?
ma'am.
How do you respond, Scott, to the fact that when we said he wasn't charged, the audience actually applauded in this room?
Well,
how do you feel about that?
I don't, everyone's got their own opinion. I can't judge their opinion.
Moving on from this, not a lot of people know that Tupac actually took the high ground and was even smart enough to turn this into a lucrative business opportunity by launching his own range of Thug Life colostomy bags. Since Scott Whitwell never actually got the money or clout that he felt he deserved for this incident, he decided to go on and release his own Tupac diss song, Tearing Through My Rearview.
I won't portray it, I'm a straight racist, you don't wanna fuck with me. I got Tupac busting at me, I feel a sting on my left ass cheek. So many blue and white cars put blacks behind bars. The ass of a racist cop is nothing without scars. Every night sleep on my front, my chest has bed sores. Ass constantly leaking and leaving down wet floors. It's a slipping hazard. The cop with 2 asses. Tupac packing 2 colostomy bags in. Can't sit for long cause my ass will sting. He got down on one knee and gave me a new ring. Tearing through my rear view. Tearing through my rear view. Bullets tearing through my rear view. Tearing through my rear view. Tearing through my rear view. Bullets tearing through my rear view. Fuck Tupac.
If you enjoyed that video, make sure that you go and check out my recent upload on how Young Dolph survived getting shot up 100 times in Charlotte during his beef with Yo Gotti. Thanks again for watching, and peace out.